Steve Goldklang.
And I'm Andrew Rosendorf. And now, the news.
Among the many new innovations in the Airy Dining Hall for 2012, perhaps the most startling was the vibrating buzzer that was placed at each table to summon bunks in an orderly fashion to the sumptuous buffet. Although most campers and staff complained that this method required long waits, culminating in a silly dance, Sandy Rosenstein's office ladies found the buzzers a welcome diversion. In fact, the trembling buzzers were so popular with her staff that Sandy is requesting for next summer they be given out at cabana cookouts and during rest periods.
Dining hall manager Seth Frankel was extremely proud of the ongoing success of the 2012 Food Follies that have delighted campers with gross-out competitions such as chicken finger food fights and having dining hall waiters or counselors putting their feet into buckets of slimy slop. In an exclusive interview with Airy Update, Seth exuberantly stated, "We've been absolutely delighted by the hysterical response that the campers have shown to even the most disgusting competitions. It takes their minds off the fact that there are long lines and no meat. For next year, the sky's the limit. Eating raw sewage and biting the heads off a live chicken should get an even larger response from the kids in lower camp."
This just in, Brett Kaufman is still missing from the Airy Dining Hall staff.
To prepare for next year's ACA accreditation review, the Airy administration has been randomly testing a new counselor evaluation system that scores department and bunk performance on a scale of 1 to 25, with 1 being the lowest and 25 being the highest score an outstanding counselor can earn. Admin staff were therefore puzzled to hear Dylan Flax bragging about getting 5s on his evals. I don't know, Dylan, 5 out of 25?
A stunned and tearful Steffi Heidman told Airy Update she had received word from her son Max that he will be dropping out of preschool this fall to accept an offer from Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas to open for Celine Dion. Max reportedly told Steffi, "My performances in the Airy Dining Hall have made me realize that stand-up comedy will be my lifelong career, and it would be a waste to spend any more time in school. With the help of my agent, Rick Frankel, I will be going from Vegas to a TV series on Comedy Central, and then ultimately a multi-film deal with Ben Stiller, who I feel can teach me a lot." Max is also planning to move beyond knock-knock and silly elephant jokes to make his routines a bit darker and raunchier for the Vegas crowds.
Transportation Shuttle Coordinator Evan Katz called a press conference earlier today to once more emphatically state that he should not be called on Channel 7 for shuttle requests up or down the hill. Katz insisted that it is vital that Channel 7, that line, be kept open for critical communications, such as calls from his broker, requests for a J-date, and the possibility that he may be asked to be Olympic general in 2013.
Parents of campers in Bunk 25 have been alerted that for tomorrow's pickup, they will need to be prepared to tip not 3 but 4 bunk counselors: Daniel Dan Pan Kaufman, Harrison Hoffman, Evan Seary, and the helicopter.
Airy Update has learned that there will be a major shakeup in the GONE program next summer. With Hillary Frankel moving on to teach, Yale 3 will be the only returning staff member. When shirtless Kyle McCone learned of this, he volunteered that he would love to work with the GONEs. One other staff member has also stepped up to the plate, and that's Corey Wahlberg. out via text message about the future of the GONE program, Corey said, "It's important, the program. So I'll be there to close the deal with Yale if I only knew how."
And speaking of Cabana, in response to several complaints about this year's somewhat limited menu, Cabana maven Cindy Ackman has announced that an expanded offerings option that will not only include grilled cheese and milkshakes, but also the following: cheese on a platter with bread, bread on a platter with cheese on a separate platter, cold cheese with warm bread, melted cheese in small bowls, bread cut up in squares, and toasted bread. The menu will also be further expanded with the options of just milk shaken, just ice cream shaken, and a super special consisting of cheese, bread, milk, and ice cream shaken together and poured in a tall cup. L'chaim.
At the beginning of the summer, Josh Rosie Rosenthal stunned the Airy community with a spectacular promotion for the 2012 rivalry programs that had him leaping from the top of the theater roof and crashing through what was a platform on the right side of the stage. When asked if it was wise to take such extreme physical risk, Josh told Airy Update, "Relax, I'm covered by Geico."
In their desire to show loyalty and devotion to camp, to demonstrate their readiness to become CITs, and to leave a lasting remembrance for generations to come, the second session CAs spent many hours debating what they would do to impress the Unit T and administration leadership. Under consideration was the construction of a CA pavilion, a charity fundraiser for a 2-week campership, an after-camp Big Brother program, and of course, the obvious mature choice of spray painting the Downhill Arts and Crafts building. We'll be remembering that one until about maybe, next week.
With the trend in Airy giveaway prizes reaching an apex at the Wild West Carnival when some lucky campers won iPod shuffles, there's been much speculation as to how camp will continue to top itself with spectacular giveaways. Airy Update has now learned that tomorrow morning for camper pickup, one lucky boy and his family will win a new Honda Civic. When questioned about how such amazing prizes were able to fit within the limited Camp Airy budget, Assistant Director Scott Poopy Black boasted that cutbacks in the health center and trainee budget created a slush fund the size of the Airy Pond. Scott projected that with a little more belt tightening, campers could look forward to winning a Lexus CT Hybrid in 2013.
This year at camp, we saw the introduction of something called the Goodman Initiative, which was supposed to bring a greater awareness of Jewish religion and culture to life at Airy. Perhaps the most memorable and lasting result of the Goodman Initiative was the new aqua climb at the pool, which was modeled on the aqua climbs that have been installed at Orthodox synagogues and temples throughout America, and even at the Wailing Wall in Jerusalem. To further sanctify the aqua climb, Airy's Rabbi-in-Residence Hal Shevitz will conduct tomorrow's morning minyan prayer service at the pool. If you plan to attend, please bring your talis, tefillin, and Speedos.
During orientation, Camp Airy staff learned about the power of wonder and Whoops Johnny and read Rick Frankel's New York Times bestseller, Many Hands Make Light Work, Thoughts for Counselors from a Camp Director for Controlling Campers. After Bunk 15 Counselor Daniel Faneroff read the book, he was inspired to write one better. Faneroff's book on camp counseling will be titled, What Goes Down Must Come Up. Some of the mind-blowing chapters bound to create controversy include Don't let a little mess keep you down, It's hard to know when to stop, And to prevent messy meals, let's give the hot dog the heave-ho.
To the stunned surprise of the entire Airy community, 2 out-of-bunk staff, first-year dining hall waiter, counselor Matt Goodman, and outdoorsman Wade Moorhart were selected as generals for the second session Airy Olympiad. In a related late-breaking story, hell has frozen over.
Following up on their stunning success at Shabbat services last week, in which they used the reflection to crack inside jokes and make fun of people, Jace Costa and Andrew Katz are busily looking for another inappropriate topic for next year's reflection. High on their list is a nostalgic look back to their first trip as Unit A campers to Catoctin Park to play with Forest Ranger Pokey the Bear. But the bigger point is, Jace and Andrew should have known that cracking inside jokes and making fun of people has no place at the Cohen Theater here at Camp Airy.
In the category of 2 heads are better than 1, the Catoctin rumor mill was abuzz this past week with speculation in the dairy about the pending engagement of Music Department Head Jackie Marcus and Drama Department Head Simon Kane. Marcus and Kane heatedly denied the story. And the Airy Update caught up with Jackie for an exclusive interview as she was finalizing her flight plans for when camp was over. She told us, and we quote, "There is absolutely no truth to the rumor of my engagement to Simon, despite the fact that we work very closely together at camp. Our relationship is strictly professional, nothing more." Jackie then returned to her laptop where she canceled her flight back to Florida and booked a seat on British Air to London.
The Catoctin Mountains have always been the scene of summer romances, like the Airy Louise pairing of Neil Berlin with camp director Alicia, and our own Dr. David Fram and his lovely wife, Ellen. More recently, we can look at a long list that includes Michael Rosendorf and Samantha Trackner, the list also includes Talia Shurin and Camp Louise, Brain Pan and Uncle Sam, and best of all, the CITs with themselves on Milky's night. And I'm Andrew Rosendorf, and congratulations to Dave Inberg on winning the Benny.